Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day that you're watching this. I would like to give a shout out to you, my fellow SelectaVisionaries. And if you're not sure what a SelectaVisionary is, or if you are one, it's my affectionate term for people who are enthusiasts or fans of RCA Corporation or the RCA SelectaVision Videodisc system of the 1980s. And since I've been on house arrest, like many of you, being told to stay home until this world crisis abates somewhat, I thought I would take a little bit of time and do an opinion piece. Now, I want to give a shout out to the YouTuber RG who redid the 1981 logo trailer that started at the beginning of each of those video discs. You're looking at part of that right now as you're listening to me talk. So if you're interested in seeing the whole thing, look under the title RCA SelectaVision 1981 logo remake on YouTube and you'll see it. I think he did a great job. I posted in his comments I'd really like to see him do the new one, although I think that might take a little bit more doing than remaking the first one. So a week ago, March 15th, I went down to Esperance, New York, and I picked up the remainder of a collection from an old video rental store that's been long out of business, and quite a few discs. If you also watched my 2-minute video of filling up the back seat of the car and the trunk full of discs, I'm still now a week later with everything going on trying to figure out how to catalog and inspect and shelve and store these along with my already big collection in the tiny efficiency apartment that my wife and I have. So you might be thinking to yourself, says, boy, weren't you trying to unload your collection? And I did put it out there and it's still available. I mean, if anybody wants to come and get it for that price, a little bit more now because of the time and expense of going to Esperance to get these. The alternative for not going to get those discs was that the person in charge would have had to throw them away because they didn't have the manpower, the time, especially now with their own family obligations, to ship these and make sure they got shipped safely. So I said, I'm a couple hours away. I'll go and do it, make a day of it with some family, and we did that. So there's quite a few discs that I've got. I still got to inventory them, so at some point in the future, I'll do another video like this that will show what discs I've got that were new in the collection, which discs are duplicates. Duplicates will be eventually available. I know that one of you had asked me about a duplicate set of Scarface, and I will get to you. Just a lot more stuff I've got to deal with now. I think we all do. But as the discs that I have brought in and I've cataloged and made sure that the discs weren't cracked or broken inside of the caddy, has given me pause, and I've become very emotional and very nostalgic. I was a child of the 80s, single-digit age, and when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, you're not thinking about boardroom deals and backroom deals that will shape the business landscape and eventually the technology that you'll use in your teens, 20s, 30s. And it's easy to look back on it now, and there's an interesting parallel recently that I would like to talk about. And a few months ago, the New York Times, or maybe it was the Washington Post, did an article about record profits at United States Steel, which I want to bring that up because it's an American company, not because it's a steel company. It happens to be the only truly American steel company left. But the discussion or the op-ed piece was about they've got these record profits, but the rank and file in the mills wasn't seeing any of the money. And what could be done about it, if anything? And I happened to post and gotten into a discussion with some people who were commenting on that news article that the only way that you're really going to change the direction of management at any company is to be an owner of the company. So then we did the math, a couple of us in the comments group. What was total market capitalization? How many outstanding shares were there? And then we've come to figure out, in order for the union to become a controlling shareholder of U.S. Steel, each employee would need to buy about $125,000 worth of shares. And that's just to get 51% ownership. I suppose you could probably do it with a less than that, but get a really big chunk. And it made me think of GE's reacquisition of RCA. And was it the best thing? Was it not? But as I look back and seeing how things were done in the 80s, it's my opinion that really was the decade of get-rich-quick greed buying. Because reading things that RCA employees, particularly employees in the research division in New Jersey, had said that RCA was worth a lot more than the $6 per share that GE was willing to pay for it. But the shareholders wanted to get rich quick, so we're gonna sell. We've got no problems with this merger. And maybe things would have been different if RCA ownership was the majority of its employees versus the shareholders from who knows where. Who knows? I'm curious to see what you think. Go ahead and post something in the comments. I hope everybody is doing well wherever you are, that you're safe and healthy. And if you do have to go out, please be careful as you can. And I hope we all get through this sooner rather than later. Thanks for listening, and chat with you all again soon.